Hey guys, so today I just want to bring you my top 3 most wanted classes for our party. And honestly, these classes have some of the best abilities and they bring great utility to the party. So hopefully this video helps you guys out and you can check out some of the best classes for parties in my opinion. So the most wanted class in the game period is the Warlock. And the main reason why is because they have the Soul Burn party buff, which is easily the best party buff in the game. It just increases the critical damage of your whole party, increases their overall damage. Also unlocks their awakened abilities, which is only able to be used during Soul Burn. So you just see here, I get the awakened dragon call that's only able to be used during Soul Burn. I'll also show you guys the effect real quick. So this is how the Warlock uses it. They use that and then they press tab and it unlocks the Warlock Soul Burn effect. And you also get, actually a really cool effect on, you get wings and everything like that, which actually looks really cool. I love to see this as a costume, honestly. But overall, a Soul Burn is just an amazing ability. Any class, any raid, any dungeon group of people will want the Soul Burn. So if you're a new player or just someone looking for a class that's really wanted, I would recommend the Warlock over any other class, period. They're always needed. Honestly, we could use more because a lot of people don't play them as much as they should because they're just so good. Also, their DPS is pretty good in my opinion. Overall, just such a solid class and definitely number one. So the second most wanted class in my opinion is definitely the Soul Fighter. Now, forgive me, I had to make actually a Soul Fighter because I don't have one. So it's going to be a level 1 Soul Fighter. And unfortunately, I can't, showcase the abilities because I don't have them unlocked. But I can at least explain the abilities and, you can get the idea. So apologies on that. I didn't really think it'd be kind of a lot of work to level Soul Fighter all the way to 55 just for the video. But they have two really, really strong abilities for the party that I feel like are completely broken, and like this is why you really want to play Soul Fighter, and they're so useful for a party. Now the first one is called Resurrection Chi. Now this one alone is just insane. It resurrects all your party. So let's say you're the last member alive in the dungeon, everyone else is dead. Literally, you pop this ability, and your whole party is revived instantly, just like that. Now, it is on a 10-minute cooldown, but that's to be expected because it's such a strong ability. Another thing that's really key about it is it actually resurrects your party member to 100% HP. So it's not like you only get back 20 HP or 50% HP. You're getting your party members being revived to full health. So literally, you're getting a get out of jail free card for your whole party. So if you guys mess up a mechanic, 3 party members are dead. You use the Resurrection Chi, and boom, you got all your party members back. This is so useful for endgame raids and endgame dungeons, and this ability, in my opinion, is really underrated. A lot of people don't talk about this, but this ability is so strong, and it really makes the Soul Fighter such a key class for your party. Now, if that alone isn't enough, there's also another ability they have. So, this one is called Harmonize. You get at level 55, and it's kind of funny. This is one of the only level 55 abilities that are actually useful. The majority of the 55 abilities are honestly just complete garbage. Like, for example, the Gunner's 55 ability, all it does is literally just ruin your DPS in rotation. So no one even uses it. It's so bad. So the Soul Fighter actually got lucky with the really strong 55 ability. This one's called Harmonize, and what it does is it increases your party's max HP. So by 60%. So basically, let's say, you have a Blade Dancer with 120,000 HP. They're going to gain over 200,000 HP total with this ability, which is a huge HP increase, which will easily make your party members harder to die. Also increases their defense by 50%. So not only do you have an ability that increases your party's HP by an insane amount, increases their defense, you also have ability that revives them from death. So literally having a Soul Fighter on your team is almost impossible to wipe like a dungeon because they have some of the best party member skills ever. The next class we're going to be looking at that's most wanted is definitely the Gunner. Now, I will say the Gunner is very, very popular right now, so it's definitely played by a lot of people, but that still doesn't take away the fact that they have one of the best abilities in the game, period. The reason why is it's because they have the Alpha Call. So the Alpha Call is their Z, and basically what it does is it resets the cooldown of all these really, really strong abilities. One of the core ones they reset is Soul Burn, which is really, really good. They also reset the cooldown, the Assassin's buff, the Kung Fu Master's party buff, and also a really key one is they reset the cooldown of the Soul Fighter's Resurrect ability, which revives the party members. They reset the cooldown of that, which is actually really OP in my opinion, because basically you can reset resurrect your whole party twice in a row with this ability, which is insane to me. But one of the core things that they do, and actually any end game raid that's running, for example, like the most hardest raid in the game right now, Twilight Temple, any raid party that's doing that is going to have Alpha Call and have Soul Burn, because that effect is so OP and it's definitely needed in these type of endgame raids. Basically what it does, your Warlock uses Soul Burn, you get that huge party buff, and then the Gunner, they go like this, they press their Z, resets the cooldown of Soul Burn, and then what happens is the Warlock can use Soul Burn instantly again, and you get that party buff again in a row. So it's basically a double Soul Burn, and having that is so strong for your party and is needed to clear Twilight Temple for sure, otherwise you'll hit their rage timer. But it's very powerful, and having the Gunner in your team is just always wanted. Again, they are really played by a lot of people, so they're definitely not, they're kind of oversaturated, to be honest. You almost always see one in a party, but that doesn't take away how useful Alpha Call is. Also, it doesn't hurt that they have the best damage in the game, period. Like, their DPS is insane. Like, they do insane amount of damage. So not only are they a huge DPS class that does a huge amount of damage, they also have Alpha Call, which just makes them 10 times better. So it's like, why even play any other DPS class when literally they have one of the best abilities in the game and they do the most DPS? So the Gunner, it's the most played class for a reason. That's why it's so popular. Besides being a really cool looking class with guns and stuff, they're just so strong right now, and having Alpha Call is just makes them even better than they already are. So I definitely recommend this class, not to mention they're also very easy to play. Also, you don't have to have really that high, you can have high ping with them and still play them pretty well compared to other classes like the Assassin or something like that, where you need low ping. It's mandatory. So this is just a very popular class, and those are some of the key reasons why. So I definitely recommend this class if you want high DPS, and then you also want a really OP party ability. So I know I said I was only doing 3 classes, but I did lie a little bit. I'm sorry. I had to do an honorary mention of the Assassin. I feel like a lot of people think they're just like a single target high DPS class, and that's all they do. And that is true. They do that very well. But they also have some really great party utilities that I feel like are pretty underrated. They have 2 party utilities that are really great. So the first one is called Smoke Screen, and what it does is it stealths the whole party. So how is that useful? For example, if you're running something like Naru Foundry, where there's a ton of just like trash mobs that stun you and CC you to death. I've even died from them a few times. Very embarrassing when you do, but it happens to the best of us. Basically what they do is they stealth themselves, run past all the trash mobs, and then they stealth the whole party with Smoke Screen and teleport everyone to them. So what that does is it allows the party to actually skip all the trash mobs in the dungeon. So this is very useful for dungeons like Naru Foundry, where you don't want to spend 10 years having to fight all these dumb mobs. You can just skip past them and save a ton of time. So honestly, it's more of a convenience type thing, but it's very useful and it saves a lot of time, especially when you're running dungeons like Naru Foundry all the time, every day. It's really nice to be able to skip things and run it faster. Speed is very important, and it's nice to have an Assassin that can use their Tatsy ability. That's what everyone calls it. That's the nickname, Tatsy. But it's a really great ability and very underrated. Besides that, they also have a party buff. So this is called Fighting Spirit. This is their V. Now, what this does is increases the critical rate for your party and the critical damage of your party. So it's really nice because it's just like a damage buff for your whole party. Unfortunately, it's not on the level of the Warlock. It doesn't, give awakened abilities or anything like that. But it's very strong. It's very similar to the Kung Fu Master's party buff that does the same thing. But it's very nice to have because it's literally a party buff from a single target DPS class. Like, it's kind of weird that they have it, but it's very powerful. So overall, their abilities are really great. Besides that, they also have one more ability that's really broken. Their most broken ability is definitely Ride Dragon Pulse. No, I'm just fucking with you guys. Ride Dragon Pulse is definitely not good. But overall, those are their 2 abilities that are very strong. But Assassin is definitely underrated in my opinion. And I just wanted to do an honorary mention of them just because I felt like they deserve it. One thing I will mention is you need very low ping to play them. You're not going to be able to play them with high ping just because your DPS will be really bad. And you'll probably die from bosses because you have to be up close and personal as a melee. But overall, Assassin, very strong class. And has some really great party utilities for sure. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Just to know, honestly, like if you hate the Warlock, you hate the Gunner, you hate the Soul Fighter, you don't like any of those classes, honestly, just play the class you enjoy. I always say that for sure, just because whatever class you do choose to play on, you're going to be grinding on the same dungeons forever. So if you don't enjoy the class you're playing, you're probably just going to quit the game. For example, like look at me. My main class is the Blade Dancer, and obviously it's not the most wanted or even the most useful class in the game, even though it does have great DPS. Overall, I just play it because I enjoy it more than all the other classes. But if you do enjoy one of those three classes, definitely do check them out because they are very, very useful. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment, and I'll see you guys with another Blade and Soul video really soon.